Thanks for coming again. Please hold your questions until the end. We will do a Q&A afterwards. I know there's several questions. I have a few questions for the board members that are present. So the agenda tonight, call to order, introductions, establishment of quorum, approval of the 2020 annual meeting minutes, management update, lifestyle update, development update, and then we'll adjourn and do Q&A. So we'll call to order. Do I have somebody want to call to order? Anybody want to do it?
I call to order.
Name?
Ariel.
Ariel Laporte. Any seconds?
Second.
Name?
Rich Wallace.
Rich Wallace with the second. Thank y'all. Introductions. I'm Brandon Norman. I'm the community manager. We have not met. I'm still Brandon Norman, and I would love to meet you. This is Shauna Camacho. She's our lifestyle director. Most of you know her. She's a lot more fun than I am. Representing CCMC, we have a lot of folks here tonight. We have our Vice President, Matthew Iberius, Brett Wickland, Senior Vice President, LaWanda Brandon, Vice President, Jamie Patterson, former manager, and now manager of another community. I'm just trying to live in her shadow. So we're thankful to everybody that was able to be here. The board, President is Craig Updie, Vice President David Weiler, and Treasurer Secretary is with us tonight, Rob Riggery. And he will be helping us later on with the Q&A. Thanks to Rob for being here. David is going to be on the Zoom to help us get that quorum for tonight. 2 out of 3 board members are present for the meeting. This is your management staff. Once again, Matthew, myself, and Shauna are serving Gateway Parks. The shared services team, this is the team that's behind the scenes handling all the paperwork, all the fun stuff that makes us operate. So thanks to those folks that help us out. Establishment of quorum. We have 2 of the 3 here. We're glad to have them. So we have a quorum for tonight's meeting. It is an official meeting. So approval of the 2020 minutes. So I was pointed out to a problem with the 2020 minutes that I have before you, so I will amend that. Under approval of minutes from the previous year, it says approve the 2020 annual meeting minutes. That's actually 2019. So that will be corrected on the minutes draft. If I can get a motion to approve the minutes from the 2020 meeting. Anyone? Full name? Rick. Second?
Second.
Name?
Sharon Jones.
Aaron Jones. Thank you so much for your help. Raffle drawing. You came for hamburgers and raffle drawing, so here we are. This is a $25 Texas Roadhouse. And with these drawings, we'll call your number and we'll write that on the gift card. You can collect that after the meeting. Okay? So 160397.
Woo!
Awesome. We got a winner. Name?
Nancy Hedden.
Nancy.
Oh, Nancy!
We'll put the number on there too. So keep your ticket.
Bingo! Yeah.
Management update. Compliance inspections done by me, said community manager. I know this is a pretty hot topic. A big part of what I do is compliance inspections. So this is the process. Violation process. Courtesy notice, that's the first letter. Violation letter, and then fines. So that first notice is going to have a 10-day grace period, basically. Sorry, I'm losing. So from I do inspections twice a month. So after 10 days, I can escalate that particular violation. The next violation letter has a 30-day grace period. So when they get the second letter, it'll be 30 days until you can start fining, and then a subsequent 30 after that. That's kind of how that process goes. Common violations, landscape maintenance. Of course, during the summer, landscape maintenance is a big deal. Visible trash cans are probably the most common I send out. Trash cans, according to the documents, cannot be visible outside of trash day. So that means they need to be in the backyard, in the garage, behind. A lot of folks have built those little fence things. If you wanted to submit for one of those on the side of the house, those are approvable. So that's just out of sight on off trash days. Unapproved projects as well. So if you want to get everything get approved through the ACC, what I like to tell folks is that if you're going to do something on the outside of your house, just get it approved. It's usually pretty quick, pretty easy, and it's approved into perpetuity. So there's never any question of it. If it's on the file as approved, it's there forever. So that's the best way to, not have any issues down the road. It's approved, it's approved. Architectural standards are there to preserve, protect, and enhance property values, ensures aesthetic consistency, maintains the quality of development, protects owners' investments in a harmonious manner. Architectural modifications, going back to that, all modifications, additions require approval if visible from public location. Like I said, just put it in there, mygatewayparks.com, and then modifications. So real simple, go on there, it has some examples of projects, and it'll tell you what's needed for those projects. So attach those, or you can email us directly, and we'll help you get that set up, make sure it's done. And once it's approved, as I said, it's approved. If it's not approved, we're glad to work with you and come to understanding of what we're looking for, what the documents want. So 2021 accomplishments. Full security monitors were hired mid-year for a purpose. I know a lot of you folks know that. So we have that in the budget for 2022 as well. We will have full monitors. Pet waste stations were installed there's two around the amenity center. There's one on Gateway Boulevard. There's one in the Pocket Park at 212 as well. That is probably just the beginning. It'll probably end up expanding to more throughout. New pool gate system. That has happened today. They have installed the hardware today. There will be some back work on software. So we do need to import all of the cards that have been assigned to date. Those have to go into that system. So fingers crossed, it's just going to be a quick process. Worst case scenario, me and Sean are going to be working real. So, just have good thoughts for us that it's simple. So we'll get that done. I'm really hoping to have everything functional with that going into next week. And so that, of course, that will allow open access to the playground again. The pool being closed, it's closed, but the playground within that area has had limited access, so we definitely want to get this done and get it working properly. We did have to, kind of the time frame with this took a little longer than I, of course, wanted. I would like to have had it done a lot quicker, but we had to redo the whole system, and also we went with a different system because the other one was just not future-proofed. It was not going to help us in the future. Probably just be an issue. So thankfully, the board did approve for us to replace that whole system with a more user-friendly and future-proof system. I said system a lot. 2021 financials. Income, $472,796. This is year to date of October 31. Expenses, $552,893. If you're not great at math, that's a loss of $81,000. So the losses are covered by the losses, I say. This is something that will kind of even out towards the end of the year, but there will be a subsidy that brings us back to a more level budget. So the lion's share of the budget is admin general. So that is management fees, staff salaries, contracts, legal. There's a lot of things within that block. Contract services are landscape contract, pool contract, any of our vendors that we have out. So vendor-wise this year, in April of, April of 21, we changed vendors. So we changed to Wood Lake Outdoor from Turtle Creek. And with that change, it saved the association over $60,000 for the year. Really a lot of savings we've experienced there that have helped us to, not to have as big a subsidy, and really kind of moving towards the community being self-sufficient, as well as a 50% decrease in water usage. So from vendor to vendor, literally the water bill was cut in half, just because they just manage the water better. So big savings for the association and of course for you. Another raffle, home goods. This one's pretty good. It's Christmas time, you need the home goods. All right, 160-393. 393. Right here? All right, well, we'll have your ticket number written down, and you can come collect it after the meeting. Oh, do we need a name? I'm sorry, what's your name?
Wayne?
Wayne.
Bruce Wayne?
No, just the regular one. Okay, I'm done with this portion. Shauna is going to come, and I want to say that I really do appreciate the opportunity I have to serve Gateway Parks. It's a great community. It's growing quickly. I'm glad to have Ashley Liz on board to continue to expand. So let's give Shauna a warm welcome.
Thank you guys. How are you? Everybody good?
Yes.
All right. Well, I am Shauna. I'm the lifestyle director for the community, and I have been in this role for about 3.5 years. So this is kind of an exciting time for lifestyle because we get to look back over the year, see what worked, what didn't work. I get feedback from you guys, and then I get to start it over and work on the events, activities, and do some new stuff, incorporate some exciting new things. So we're going to talk about that more in depth, but first, we have a little activity. So I'm going to be honest, I didn't know it was going to be quite this dark, so I don't know how well this is going to go over, but we're going to do it anyway. So I am going to ask everybody to stand up, resident attendees, if you are able. If you are not, no worries, but if you are able, stand up, and you're going to turn around and face the back of the theater. Staff, you guys don't have to do this. Okay, and you are given some nifty little glasses when you checked in. These are rear view glasses. Go ahead and take those out. And while you're doing that, I have my helpers. Go ahead. Do that thing I asked you to do. Okay, guys, when you have your glasses on, everybody just kind of give me a shout.
Yes.
What?
Yes.
All right. So here's what you're going to do. Using only your glasses, you're not going to turn. You're going to use your rear view glasses and see how many colorful top hats you can identify here at the front of the room. So don't turn around. Just use your glasses. And when you know the number, just call it out.
2. Well, let's see. 3.
Haven't heard the number yet.
7.
5.
All right, I think we got one. Was that hard, you guys?
Yes.
It was. It's probably made harder because it's so dark in here. It was already going to be a little hard, but you guys can go ahead and sit down now. Thank you so much. Was there anyone who saw absolutely nothing? Thanks for being a sport. Does anybody have any idea why we just did that? No clue? It's about perspective. So we're going to talk a little bit about the power of perception or perspective. It's really hard to see things when you don't have a direct view, right? Right? Anyone still there? It's kind of dark, I don't know. So things aren't always what they appear to be. Sometimes you have to get a better look or a better view. So we're going to do just a couple little brain teasers. Can anybody tell me what word is on the screen?
Good.
Evil.
I heard 2 words. Both are correct. Good is in black. Inside the black word, you'll see evil in white. What word is on the screen now? All right. That's right. Optical illusion. There are 2 words there. Isn't it easier once you know you're looking for something different? Isn't it easier to see it?
Yes.
What word is on the screen now?
Teach. Learn. Heat.
Teach and learn. Both words are on the screen. Okay, this is kind of a fun one. This one stumped me. I knew for sure I had it, and I didn't. Count every F in the following sentence. Finished files are the result of years of scientific study combined with the experience of years. How many F's are in the sentence?
2. 3. 4. 5. 5.
All right. There are 6.
Oh, there were 6.
I knew for sure there were 4 when I did this. I didn't believe it. But the brain apparently has trouble processing the word of in a sentence. So 3 is the normal response. Some people say 4, that's good. I actually did hear a couple of you say 6, so good job. I'm going to let you read it again, just if you don't believe me. You can count that 6th F. I had to go back for sure. I just knew I was right. All right, so we are going to stop and do a raffle again. We've got 150386. My eyes are really bad. 160. I'll just let Brandon do it.
Okay, she wasn't even close. And also notice she does bigger prize drawings in her section. Yeah. All right. 160386.
Always we.
Perpetual winners.
Always we.
All right. So, getting into what we did this year. We have hosted 50 events this year so far, and we still have 3 more to go. So, we have really had kind of a full calendar this year. And so I sent out a survey a little while back, and out of the respondents, about 72%, not about, exactly 72% of the respondents have attended a lifestyle event. So that other 28% that could be new to the community, they may not like to go to events. There are some people who don't, and the other people, hopefully, they commented and let me know what they'd like to see. So I asked in that survey, what has been your favorite event at Gateway Parks this year? And the favorite was Monsters Ball, which is no huge surprise. We had a great turnout. And unfortunately, the survey was sent out before we did our fall festival. That one probably would have been right up there with Monsters Ball. Both were very well attended. Right behind Monsters Ball was Spooky Cinema, so you guys really like Halloween, it seems. Both were very well attended. So what you said you wanted to see in the program this year was more happy hours and tastings, more outdoor movie nights, and adult game nights that are not bingo. So we're not giving up bingo. I know my die-hard bingo players would be really sad if we did that, but we are going to look at adding in some adult game nights. Some other things that I saw were teen events, outside excursions, outdoor concerts, and life enrichment programs. So we are going to look and see, how we can add some of these things into the program for 2022. Okay, if you are new to the community or just don't know anything about our volunteer program, we do have one. We have a group of people who come to events, help me set up, help run the event. It's a great way to meet other residents And in that program, we also have kind of a rewards and recognition component, and that is called the Events Entourage All-Star Program. So we give stars. It's basically a point system. We give stars for basically your hours volunteering, coming to meetings, and just some other things that you do to help us with the lifestyle program. So there's no minimum commitment to be a part of this group. It's really just anything that you want to volunteer for. There's no number of hours or minutes are too small. So I welcome you, if you're interested, to reach out to me, and we can get you signed up there. You can also go to our website, mygatewayparks.com, and look under the lifestyle link, and you will see we have a volunteer page. Okay, so one of the things that you can look forward to when you volunteer and become a part of this program is we have quarterly prizes and we have an annual prize, and this is the person who collectively has the most stars at the end of the year. And you could win, or you could get a check for $180, which is the amount of a quarter's assessment. So it's a pretty big deal. And this year, our winner, no surprise, this is somebody who basically volunteered at about 99% of all the events, was always present to help me clean up after events, and kind of just showed up for everything. And that person is Ariel LaPorte. Give her a applause. Good job, Ariel. She's actually our reigning all-star. She also was all-star champ last year. So we got to get some people in here to compete. So again, she was highly involved. She dragged Jeff with her also. So he's her runner-up. But she would even come and volunteer and then run home to pull out the stops on our costumes to come back and really hang out at the event. So Ariel, thank you. I really appreciate you, and I appreciate all of our volunteers. There were so many other people that helped me out through the year, and I really couldn't have done some of these events without you. So what do we have coming up in 2022? These are just a few of the things that we have on the calendar. Some of them are repeats. Some of them are just kind of an expansion on something like adult socials. We have men's and women's socials that we were doing quarterly. And what I found was that men and women were showing up. Husbands, wives, partners were showing up. So I just decided to do adult socials. So we're going to see some more of those. We're going to see some offsite excursions among those things. And we're going to see a couple of events that are still coming up this year. We've got our Cocoa Chat with Santa's Elves. That is a Facebook exclusive event. You might have caught it last year with Santa's Elves. It was kind of a favorite with the kids, so we're definitely repeating that, coming up on December the 10th. And then we've got our annual holiday PJ soiree, which we've done for the last 3 years. So looking forward to that. Santa's going to be there. And carriage rides, and we've just got a whole lot of fun stuff coming up for that event. So be sure to sign up for that. And this is our last raffle. It's our biggest raffle. We are drawing for a $100 Home Depot gift card. We've got 160385. See somebody's hand up.
Yeah. All right, we got a winner.
What's your name?
Michael.
Michael? All right. Alrighty. Okay, well that is it for me. Thank you guys. Good to see everybody. I hope the burgers were good, and I will see you later.
I can't tell you how much I appreciate Shauna. She does such a fantastic job for us. And glad to have her on the team. And all the volunteers, thank you so much. She couldn't do what she does without you folks getting involved and really owning your community. So it's really great. Development update. They don't have anything formal within this. So what we'll do, we'll go to the phasing plan, and then we'll talk about that during Q&A. So they'll do some Q&A here. They'll come up and do a Q&A, but for right now, let's adjourn the meeting, and then we'll do a Q&A post that, okay? So I can take a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Third.
Josh Myers, Ariel Laporte, second. Thank you all so much for that. I'm sorry, what was the name? Yes, sir. George Myers, yes. Thank you. All right, so Q&A, we'll go back to the phasing plan. We'll get Rob and Joseph up here. I have a couple. So we did get some questions in beforehand. Some of the ones that weren't pertinent to the development team, I responded to directly. So the ones that I'm going to post to them now are those were the kind of the main ones. So first off, amenities. Are there any additional amenities coming to Gateway Parks?
Nothing other than what was previously designed by the previous developer. So there's going to be some more open spaces over in 4A, 4B, and 7 along the board. And then as it goes out to the rest of the community, it's just going to continue to be more open spaces. As we continue to develop the community, we'll look to add value to the community where we can, but for the time being, we haven't made any changes.
Okay, so yeah, as it is right now, is what it was phase planned initially, is amenity center here. Obviously, that's the existing amenity center. This area is the sports fields, and then there will be the pocket parks throughout. So there's a couple more coming in. Back here in phase 3 and 6, there's the retention pond. Of course, it's not a play area. Don't play in the retention pond. And then there's that open space. So, yeah, and next question, next very common question. What about retail and commercial? What do you guys have to do with that?
Nothing. The previous developer has maintained all the retail and commercial, so we only purchased the residential portion.
Yes, nothing. So as far as commercial retail, they only purchased a little over 1,000 lots. So they purchased those lots, and they're developing those lots to be built by Ashton Woods. The other question was, will there be any other builders? No. Currently, there will just be Ashton Woods and Starlight, which is a product of Ashton Woods as well.
The 3 other builders that are currently there are going to finish off their lots that they've purchased, but they will not be purchasing anymore as of right now.
So yeah, as of right now, that's kind of where we're at. Other question, what effect do you see this having on the HOA itself?
Everything currently planned should already be accounted for in the budget, so we foresee no changes for the time being as far as spend goes.
Yeah, and I did get questions about is the assessment going up, that sort of thing. So yearly, the management and the developer, they get together and they create the budget from actuals of the previous year and anticipated costs. So in 2022, I actually approved the budget today. There is no assessment increase. The assessment stays the same. So of course, they're still subsidizing, and they will continue to subsidize as they, they're adding the lot. So that's a little unique now because they're developer and builder. So they actually will be subsidizing a little more than previous. So, so I think that was kind of the lion's share of the pre-questions. If Rob has anything he wants to add, give you a second here, and then we'll grab a couple questions.
We're just excited to be here. It's a great project for us. We, as a company, have grown a lot over the last couple of years, specifically in this market, but Joseph's one of our land development managers, and so we're taking on bigger projects than we've done before because of the current market conditions, and we're excited, and we're going to love the homes we build, and we're just excited to be here.
Thanks so much, Rob. I appreciate it. Any questions? Right here.
The lots near the other models on Cedar Crest on the corner of Meridian, will those be built out as models, or do you want to get really small lots?
I don't have a direct answer. The odds are that they're window lots, and so whenever they finish the rest of their homes, they'll build the last lot. Yeah, it's
We
pretty,
purchased 88 finished lots, so because we included those.
but over by the models, it's pretty standard for homeowner to have a few window lots so that it looks good coming in, and they build them literally as they're exiting the community. So I imagine that's their intention.
We started our model already.
Where are they?
I don't have-
Phase 3?
Yeah.
So their model is right, sorry,
Not phase 6.
they're like right here.
Oh,
So by 212, phase 3, their model's going in right here, their office is right there. So, yeah, they shouldn't be building any more models there. They're putting their model there for these 88 lots they purchased here. And then the new phases, which you're seeing dirt moved around the community, they'll have models within those. So, I don't know who owns those lots you're mentioning, I don't know, but likely they will be built by one of the builders current. Yes, sir.
I noticed during the football year season and soccer season, we had people come to the sports area. Are they getting it approved by you guys? Because they've been parking on grass. And this has been terrible. So I'm not sure that it's affected other people, or they may have wondered, but
Yeah,
how's the approval process with accessing those two fields?
There is no approval process as far as, they're open to everyone. Now, are you talking about 1641 side?
Yes.
So that area, with the building of the school, I think that's probably going to be where parking ends up happening across. Now, it's not to say they probably won't park on that side. As it was when those got added in, there was no parking, and I don't see where you could put parking. But as far as a formal process, we don't have one for reserving those. There would be really no way for us to even police that. So yeah, they are open. If you see certain groups abusing it, we're happy to reach out, try to get in contact with somebody, and at least have a conversation about the use of the facility. Yes, sir.
Actually, that's gonna become a safety issue.
Yes.
What he's talking about there is the right-hand turn in, and the people park, their first lane is gone, okay? And we have people actually park in the left lane where you make the turn to make if you were gonna turn into the new development side. So someone needs to contact either the city or someone, and at least put a sign up there and tell them that they gotta do something about that. At least give an entrance, because
Right, no
what's
parking.
happening is people getting backed up at that corner, not able to make the left because you can't see, people trying to make the left to turn into the gateway. So it's just a matter of time before you're gonna have an accident up there.
Yeah, so that's something we can definitely reach out to the city, being city streets there. Yeah, we can loop them in and just let them know what's happening. Maybe they can put a sign that says don't park past here or something. But yeah, that's definitely a possibility with the city. Yes, ma'am?
Yes, with you guys reaching out, or the developer, or the community, that association, you're gonna get further than one of us. And then also something that needs to be addressed with that too is they need to put up city trash cans, like that are, they came out and change out because it gets real trashy, with the area there too.
Yeah, we definitely talked to them about that. And as far as you saying that if we are more effective, we are not more effective than residents, because you guys are paying the taxes. So the voting taxpayer is absolutely more effective than we are. I have no problem reaching out, and I will do that. But if we get more folks involved, that's squeaky wheels. Yes, ma'am?
Will there eventually be a stoplight at the end of Gateway there at 1641 after the school has been finished?
I do not know that. My anticipation would be probably, because I
hope
believe.
so.
Yeah, I mean, but as far as do I have any insider information? Absolutely not. I don't. Do you guys?
Not that we've heard.
No. So
Yeah.
We do know that TxDOT is coming through on 641 to expand it, so it is potential that they want to put a stoplight there within the next few years.
Yeah, right here is where she's referencing, and obviously it's definitely needed. Like I said, I don't have any information as far as that goes.
Yeah, TxDOT might do it in the future with their expansion, but we can't confirm it.
Yeah, so, this will be developed at some point. I don't even know what it's zoned for, but I would anticipate a thoroughfare there. Yes, ma'am? Yes, ma'am.
To go back to the field, so I heard you guys were talking about the city getting trash cans. Who
So the city would not put trash cans there. That would, if there's trash cans would be put there, it would probably be by the HOA on those particular lots because we do own them. So within those fields, it's definitely something to look at. It's a great suggestion, and we'll probably, we probably do something like that. Yes, sir.
So since Gateway owns them, could we regulate who can be on them and who can't?
So because they're open, it's not really a feasible thing to happen, right? I mean, there's no limited access, and you're talking about a substantial cost to police that field. Everything can be done if you pay for it. So that's kind of where, because they're open, the area's open, that's kind of what yes.
Hey, Brandon, it seems like it'd be just an easy phone call to the police
Sorry.
department.
I'm sorry,
Why can't you just put a sign that just says, do not park?
well, the association doesn't own the street, so we can't do that. Definitely something that we'll ask the city. Yes, sir.
Okay, seems like if we own the fields, then, and you got a football team or a soccer team is on there every Wednesday night, if they don't have our approval, they're trespassing.
Well, but the situation is there's full possibility they're a resident. There's 500 homeowners in here. If they're a resident, they have,
So why don't, if you were to reserve, just say one field at a time, so on Tuesday night, you're only using one field, that would cut the traffic in half. And that parking problem and everything would be greatly reduced. Right now, you have 2 teams on there,
Yeah, no, it's something we can definitely look into. Logistically, I don't have an answer for you at this moment because, like I said, there's a lot of moving parts there, a wide open field, so we'll definitely, yeah.
Brandon, with your new board in place, that's something that management will get with your new board, and we'll kind of go through the options and kind of weigh what's the best way to do it. It is difficult because it is an open space, and we don't have a staff person situated there. Signage is a possibility, but like I said, you've got a brand new board, brand new developer. We'll get with them, kind of come up with a plan and let y'all know.
Yeah, absolutely. Sorry, yes.
Going to the retention, the water retention areas,
Mhm.
Is there a plan to make those more aesthetically pleasing? Because in the summer, they are absolutely disgusting and mosquito beds. I mean, the one that's already established, not the big one yet, I mean, it's pretty bad looking too. And I've seen them like up by Amazon where they've done rocks in there and that kind of stuff, because basically ours just look like overgrown weeds and it's a mosquito breeding zone.
Yep.
We don't currently have a plan to do anything other than maintaining the aesthetics of the rest of the community as far as the perimeter goes. As far as in the retention pond, there's not a whole lot that we're able to do anyway. It's already planted and developed and now in HOA hands. And so it's kind of limited for that's even getting plans approved to even go down there and do something.
So to answer your question, what will happen next growing season, the amount of cuts will be bumped up. So we do rough mows, we'll do more rough mows there to make sure it's more evenly maintained there. Yes, ma'am.
On the sports area, couldn't we make it a law that whoever is playing on that field, they are responsible for keeping it clean before they leave?
I mean, as far as making law, no, I don't know. Like I said, it's definitely, the sports fields are something we'll definitely try to broach with, like I said, with a new board and understand how we could do what when. Because, like I said, because it is an open area, the policing of any, rules is really a tough thing. So, yes, sir. Yes. No,
Two things. As far as that field goes, since it's our property, can't we have some sort of sign up where they pay a deposit if they're gonna play soccer on the games, because they're gonna be retiring every.
yeah, and that's part of what we're talking about. It's certainly something we'll look into, and we have a lot of resources as a company. We can reach out and see what other folks are doing and other properties that might help us as far as establishing something like that.
And the other thing is, I don't know if it's been remedied or not, but there were several times this summer where some of the empty lots went overgrown, like shoulder height weeds.
Yes. Yes.
Rectified?
Yeah, so what I do on that scenario is when I'm doing inspections, if I see builder lots that are out of hand, I'll contact those builders directly. And to varying success, towards the end of the year, I really started seeing some improvement there, so I'm hoping to carry that over. Yes, ma'am.
I have a landscaping question. Will any of the shrubs or any of the plants that were destroyed probably because of the
The
ice
freeze,
that we
yeah.
had be replaced? Specifically, I'm thinking of along Gateway Boulevard, those shrubs that have gotten really tall. There
Sure.
are several that are just
Just
dead.
gone. Yeah, great question. We have filed an insurance claim. The scope of that work was $240,000. Luckily, our insurance covers it at a $1,000 deductible. So the cost of the association is $1,000. We're working through that claim now, and we will, as much as we're able to take care of it, we will. And as far as the questions, I just want to be specific. If you have something for our board, well, I would love to take those. Yes, sir.
Where are we in the phase development and what's the plan going forward?
Justice, the man for that.
Currently, we have phase 4B, 4A, and 7 under development. We expect them to be complete roughly August, October range, depending on material supplies and whatnot. The rough grading's done this month. We hope to have utilities started in January.
What's the target cost for the new property? Price point.
We're actively selling, go visit the sales office.
Yeah, so there's price points are currently with
I
that.
already live here, I don't need to buy more, I'm just figuring out how's that gonna affect my house.
We're not in the sales group here, so the best thing to do would be go see,
Well, what type of product?
Julie and,
Right.
we're building the 88 home, we've got 88 lots, so we bought in the current phases. So we're building, we probably started 57 of those already.
Yeah.
We're
What square
framing a
foot?
bunch of them.
So-
Square foot.
Again, go visit with Julie. She's the salesperson out here if you want to get that, or you can go to our website. Our website will have all that information. AshtonWoods.com.
Yeah, if you
Look
go,
under Gateway Parks, and it'll have it. We've got both 50 and 60-foot lots, so
It-
40-foot and 50-foot product is the size of the width of the house, but then, the varying square footage, so.
Should be relatively the same as the competitors that have been out there so far, price-wise and square footage.
yeah, so just as a reference point to that, the Gateway Parks Development has a set guideline that was set out by the city. So they're still falling within that.
Minimum and maximum square footages by
Right.
lot size.
Right. Yes, ma'am.
Gateway, the dip that is in the road, it was fixed on the one
Mhm.
side. Is there any plans to fix the? 'Cause
I have-
when you get through that intersection, there's still
Yeah,
another.
I have not heard. I did speak with the city manager at National Night Out, and he acted like he knew what we were referencing. So yeah, just continue to reach out to you. There's a council member that lives in the community. I'm sorry, I'm blanking on his name. But yeah, so, yeah. So yeah, it's definitely the city. They did, obviously, they fixed the one that almost broke my neck a couple times. So thankfully that. But yeah, there's definitely still a few more along Gateway Boulevard. Yes, ma'am.
60 on that thing.
Will there be additional amenity center coming, but even at?
Yeah, this is what we referenced earlier. Currently, no. There's, as the phase plan is now, this was the only amenity center that was in, yeah, currently, no, there will need to be no more amenity center. Yes, ma'am.
Which phase, they had said that there were gonna be more expensive homes being built in Gateway. Which phase is that included in?
I don't,
I don't know what y'all were told by the previous developer. As far as we're concerned, we're gonna stay in the same price point and lot size as what you've seen in the previous phases.
yeah, I think I may know what you're referencing, but that is outside of Gateway. It's
Oh,
close,
okay.
but outside.
Okay.
Yes, yes, sir.
Question about cars that are parked and never moved on the streets.
Uh-huh.
In front of our house, for example, on Deer Path, is a car that hasn't moved in 6 weeks.
Yep.
Does the HOA have a policy against essentially broken down cars?
So the city handles the streets, but if you send me an email, let me know where it's at, I'll definitely expedite that to the city.
Thank you.
And I can send a courtesy letter as well. Let me do one more question here, and then we can wrap it up. Yes, ma'am.
So I'm in phase 3, there's a lot of
So, yeah, so in those phases right now, there's so many homes being built. Yeah, we're seeing a lot of construction debris and things like that. When it is reported, or when I do notice it on drives, some of the worst places that just have it out just strewn, we definitely contact builders directly. We have those contacts with their construction supervisors to at least ask them to get those areas cleaned up. It's really a constant thing, because they have so many vendors coming in and they're just making a mess and they have to follow them. So yeah, we'll definitely try to be more diligent in having them take better care of their construction sites for sure. If there's nothing else, I'm gonna say thank you so much for being here. We will continue to be in partnership with Ashton Woods. And any questions? So here's the deal about annual meetings. I love seeing you all here. We are here every day. If you have a question, reach out to us. I'm happy to answer it. I'm happy to find an answer. So you don't save up for annual meetings or any meeting at all. Just let me know. We can definitely try to work through things quicker. So, yeah.
What are your office hours?
Office hours, we're there 9 to 4, but cell phone numbers there, emails there. So if you're welcome to stop by or reach out in those manners, and we're responsive. So thank y'all so much again. Hope y'all enjoyed the burgers and the good time. Thanks to the board.
That's what's great in life.